Welcome into Bird Dog Yoga. We've got full body mobility work today. We'll hit the legs and hips, upper body, and then we'll end it with some spine and core. We've got about 8 minutes or so in each section. For our props today, you'll want to have I have a block here, but if you have like a small soccer ball or something that has a little bit of squish to it that will be comfortable in between your ankles and your feet, go ahead and grab that. Something to keep your legs about hip width distance apart, maybe a little bit closer. And then also one dumbbell, I would go a medium to lightweight for some shoulder mobility during that section. So go ahead and grab your things, whatever you need, your mat, get comfortable, and we will get started with lower body. Warming up for our lower body first, we'll do some 90-90 legs here. We'll just do a couple of reps before we get right into it. So you'll plant the soles of the feet down, hands can be behind the back, feet are about hip width distance apart, and you'll just drop the knees over towards the right, and then bring them back through center, drop them over towards the left. And we'll just go from side to side a couple of times, kind of pausing wherever you feel like you need to. Getting this little shoulder rinse at the same time if your fingertips are flipped back behind you. Let's go one more time to the right, and then we'll pause right here. Kind of letting the legs fall over, letting gravity do its thing. And then come through center, let them drop over to the left, and we'll pause right there. And then come back through center. Bring the soles of the feet to touch and grab for the ankles, whatever it's accessible, lifting up through the chest. Slight hinge at the hips as you pull yourself down. It doesn't have to be anything super extravagant or extreme. Just kind of letting the knees fall out to the side, stretching out the inner thighs. And then slowly come on up, bring the knees together, give them a little squeeze in and a hug, and we'll get right into our first exercise. We'll need our blocks. Working into our lower body first, our first exercise, we're gonna activate the inner thigh, so you'll need that block or that soccer ball or some sort of squishy ball. You can even use a pillow if you need. It's gonna go in between our feet. What we'll have is we'll have 4 rounds of 20 seconds of work or a hold, and then we'll take a 10-second rest for this first move. So what it will look like is you'll take the ball or the block in between the feet. I'm gonna go the wide end here for myself. You can also go the skinny end if you need, whatever is comfortable and able to go in between your feet. You'll come on down to your back. Ball or block will be in between the feet. Your knees can be hip width distance apart, or if you want more of that internal activation, you'll bring your thighs and knees together, and we'll squeeze our ankles in towards one another like we're trying to pop the ball or break the block in half. We'll hold right there for 20 seconds, and then we'll take a 10-second rest. So that's what that first move will look like. Go ahead and get into your position. I'll give us about 10 seconds to get where we need to be. So block or ball in between the feet, tabletop the legs, knees together or separated, whatever works for you. Press the low back down and 20-second hold. Squeezing the feet in towards one another as hard as you can. You'll feel those inner thighs really start to activate. We're pressing the low back down to engage the core, and then remember to breathe. Keep holding. We got 3, 2, and 1. 10-second break. Whew, let that go. Those inner thighs should burn a little bit. We got 3 more rounds of that. And here we go. Lift back up and squeeze, 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 squeeze. Again, the knees can be separated or bring the knees in for that more external rotation in the lower body. Internal rotation of the hips, external rotation of those lower legs and ankles. Hold and squeeze for 3, 2, and 1. Whew, 10-second rest. 2 more rounds of that. Nice job, you've got that. All right, lift it back up and squeeze. 20 seconds. Low back's pressed down, core is engaged. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze like your life depends on it. Press and hold. We've got less than 10 seconds. Last 3, 2, and 1. Rest. All right, one more round of that. Really feeling that burn on that inner thigh. We got 3 seconds. Lift the block back up. Last time. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Give it everything you've got right here. Low back down. Keep holding, keep pressing as hard as you can. 10 seconds, you've got this. Press, press, press. Last 3, 2, and 1. Whew, let that go, nice job. Just take the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall out wide. Gonna let that go, shaking out the legs. That was the inner thighs right there. Whew. All right, moving on with our lower body section. We'll start over to the right side. What it will look like is you'll come into a tabletop position. Left knee will stay down on the ground and you'll send your right leg out to the side. From here, you'll lift on up, stacking the shoulders over the hips. You have a couple options. You can have your hands together at heart center. You can have them on your hips right here, or maybe even hands behind the head for a little bit more core work. If you want to add even more, you can hang onto a block or a weight to add some weight to this hinge that's going to happen. So I'll show you what the move is before you decide what you'd like to do with your arms. We're going to hinge forward, send the hips back, and bring the chest parallel to the earth, really pressing down through the outer edge of that right foot so the whole foot is on the floor. You'll feel that stretch all along the outside of the hip, and then really into the activation of the left hip as you send it back and bring the chest parallel. And then we'll stand back up. So we'll hinge and then lift back up, squeeze the glute. We'll do that for 20 seconds, then take a 10-second break to transition into the second move, which will be planting the hands down on the ground in this gate pose position. Then from here, as high as you can, you're gonna press through the hands and just float that right leg up and then tap it back down. It's gonna cramp a little bit the first couple of times, even if it's just 1 inch off the mat and then back down, 1 inch off the mat and back down, really working the activation in the outer thighs. If the straight leg is too much for you, you'll bring your right knee in into a 90-degree bend and you'll just find these fire hydrants right here, in and out. You'll still get that rotation in the hip, just not as much intense activation along the outside if the leg is straight. So that is our move on that side. I will get our clock set up and ready to go for us. All right, we've got 10 seconds. So left knee is down, right leg is out to the side. You can have your hands on a block, weights at the heart or behind the head. We're just hinging at the hips, bringing the chest parallel, and then coming back up. Hinge at the hips, come on back up, squeeze. Lower, 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 lift, 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 squeeze. We've got 5 seconds here. Keep pressing through the outer arch of that right foot. All right, and take a break. Coming on down to that tabletop position. Again, your leg can be straight, or you can bring that right knee in and find your fire hydrants right here. All right, so we're lifting up and tap, lift up and tap, lift up and tap, really lift and tap. You've got this, keep going. We have about 5 seconds. Lift and lower. Last one, lift and lower. Nice job. Maybe bend into that knee for a moment. And then we're coming back up, going back into those hinges. If you need a blanket or a towel underneath the left knee, you can grab that. Here we go. Hinge and lift. Hinge and lift. Lower, lift and squeeze. Lower, chin away from chest, broaden through that upper body. We got 3 seconds. And 1. Nice job. Hands come down. Bring the knee in or keep that leg nice and straight. We got 3 seconds, right into it. And we lift and tap, lift and tap. So I'm shifting the weight a little bit into my left side, but we don't want to dump all the way and use momentum to lift. So see if you can really spread the weight evenly between both palms. We've got 3 seconds. Lift and tap. Nice job. 10-second break. I think we have one more time to each of those moves. Hinging and lifting. Here we go. We go lower, and lift. I think 2 more times. I don't know how to count. We're just gonna keep going until the clock tells us not to, right? We are lifting and lower. Down, lift and squeeze. Down, lift and squeeze. Starting to feel that in the left glute. Last 2. Beautiful, and 1. Plant the hands. Back to those lifts. On the right side, knee bent or straight. And here we go. We lift and tap, lift and tap, lift, tap, lift, tap. 10 seconds. Taking your time. Try not to swing and flail into these things, using control movements. Last one. Beautiful. All right, last time through, this time I promise. 4 rounds. Hands behind the head or grab your weights, whatever you're using. And we hinge and lift, hinge and lift. Squeezing that left glute at the top. Trying to keep that nice flat back as you shift the hips back. And really press through the outer edge of the foot. Last 3 seconds. Get 1 more in. Beautiful. Plant the hands. Last time with the leg lifts and lowers. Again, you can find those fire hydrants if you need. Here we go. We lift and lower, lift and lower. Nice job. Keep breathing. Lift and lower. Really burning out this side. Lift and lower. Less than 10 seconds left. Hit a couple more reps in. Lift and lower. Last 3. Get 1 more. 2 and 1. Nice job. Bring that right knee in if it's not already, and just sink the hips back into this narrow child's pose. Kind of sway from side to side. If you want to find a quick half pigeon on this right side, just kind of stretching out that hip. So we have those same movements onto the left side. So you're getting your weights or whatever you'd like to use. I'll give us 10 seconds and then we'll get right into that left side. So right knee is down, left leg is out long, starting with those hinges, pressing through the outer edge of the foot. In 1 second, here we go. We hinge and lift, press those hips back, lift, press it back, and lift. Nice job, 10 seconds. Squeeze, ooh, that right booty. Squeeze, down, lift and squeeze, and 1. Nice job. Plant the hands. First round is easy breezy, right? No big deal. Fire hydrants are lifting that left leg straight up. Here we go. We lift and lower, lift and lower. And it's okay if you feel a little bit cramping the first couple of reps. It's totally natural and normal. Lift and lower. We lift and lower. Keep it going. Lift and lower. Nice job. 10-second rest. Stand on up, finding those hinges again, pressing firmly through the outer edge of that left foot. Here we go. Hinge, lift up, hinge, and lift. Down and up. Really squeezing everything at the top, really broadening through the chest as you lower, sending those hips back. Last 2 and 1. 10-second rest. Hands come on down. Plant the palms. Your shoulders are over your wrist. Again, you can bring something underneath that right knee if you need. Here we go, lifting up. We lift, tap, lift, and tap. Lift, tap, lift, tap. Nice job, keep it up. Got about 5 seconds left. Get another rep in. And rest. Come on up. We got 2 more full rounds back and forth between those 2 things. Hands behind the head, broaden through the chest. Here we go. Hinge and lift, hinge and lift. Working that outer right glute as well as stretching out that left inner thigh because we're firmly pressing through the outer edge of that left foot. And lift. Last 2. And 1. Nice job. Hands come down. Plant the palms. 5 seconds. Remember to keep breathing. And here we go. Lift it up. Lift, tap, lift, tap, lift, tap, lift, and tap. Nice job, everyone. Keep going. We've got about 5 seconds left. Lift, tap, lift, tap, and 1. Tap. Nice job. Last round through. Hands behind the head or at the chest, whatever variation you're taking. 3, 2, 1. Hinge at the hips. Send it back and lift. Back and lift. Lower, lift, lower, and lift. 8 seconds left. Squeeze, down, and squeeze. Last 2, and 1. Plant the hands. Last time, lifting and lowering that left leg. Choosing your variation, listening to your body. Here we go, up and down. We go up, tap, up, tap, lift, tap, lift, tap. Last 10 seconds. Tap, lift, tap. Last 4, 2, and 1. Nice job. Bring the left knee in. Send the hips back. Give a little sway from side to side. If you want to take that half pigeon shape on this left side, just to stretch it out. Do whatever you need to do. We're going to move on to our upper body next. So you'll need a dumbbell for that, and then we'll get right into it. Moving on to our upper body next, you will need that dumbbell, like I said. We'll get warmed up for that first. We'll move into a melting heart. So for our melting heart, you can even just do a child's pose if a melting heart is too intense on the shoulders right away. You will stack your knees or your hips over your knees about hip width distance, and we'll just start with lowering down onto the forearms. If this is enough for you, you can just hang out right here, or you'll start to shift the hips back. I'm going to drop the forehead down towards the floor, stretching out the shoulders. You can shift forward and back into that a couple of times. Sending the hips back, sending the chest back. If you want more, and walk the hands forward and start to really drop the chest down towards the ground, forehead down. You can come out and then drop back down. Come on out and then drop back down. Whatever variation you're choosing, let's do about 2 to 3 more rounds. Just kind of using your breath. Inhale as you come out of it, find space. Exhale as you drop in. Let's go one more, then with the hold, come out of it. And then exhale, relax down. Hold right here for a moment, wherever you're at. And then gently come on out. Perfect, let's get into it. Our first move is, we've got some dumbbell up and overs. That's just what I'm calling it. I don't know if it's the official name. That's okay. We're going to take our dumbbell and send the dumbbell straight up over our chest, straight arms. Feet can be planted on the ground. If you want a little bit more core activation, you will tabletop the legs. Knees can be separated, or press the inner thighs in towards one another. And with straight arms, you're going to take the dumbbell as far over your head, maybe tapping it to the ground, and then bringing it right back up. So if you need to grab something a little bit lighter, a little bit heavier, adjust wherever you need. We'll do this for 20 seconds. Up and over, down, up and over, and then we'll take a 10-second rest. Within that 10-second rest, we'll come on up into our reverse tabletops. So you'll stay on your bottoms, actually. You won't come to your shins. Planting your hands behind you, and then planting the soles of the feet to the ground, fingertips towards your bottom. And then you'll inhale, lift your hips up as high as you can into this reverse tabletop, and then bringing your hips back down. If you want more in this 20 seconds, you'll bring your hips to a hover instead of relaxing them all the way down, and then you lift them right back up. So just lifting and lowering. We'll go back and forth between those 2 motions. So I will go ahead and get our timer started. We've got 10 seconds, starting with those dumbbell pullovers. Come on down to your back, feet down or knees lifted, your choice. And then here we go, 20 seconds, all the way over, all the way up. Make sure I don't punch the sleeping beautiful dog. with my dumbbell. Over, 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 move nice, slow, and controlled. Getting that full rotation in the shoulders, pressing the palms into the dumbbell. Here we go. There's our break. 10 seconds. Coming on up, moving into our reverse tabletops in 3, 2, 1. Lift up, squeeze. Lower down either to a hover or relax. Keep it going. Lift up. Lower down. Lift it up. Lower down. 5 seconds. Let's get one more. Lift up. And lower down. Nice job. 10-second break. Going back to those dumbbell pullovers. Coming onto your back. We've got 3 seconds. And straight up. And here we go. Over, over, over. And then lift it straight over the chest. If those knees are lifted, we're pressing the low back down, engaging the core, keeping that lower body nice and stable. And lift. Let's get one more. Beautiful. 10-second break right here. Plant the dumbbell down. Hands behind. 3 seconds. Reverse tabletops. Here we go. Lift it up. Lower it down, either hovering or relaxing the hips down. Think about really broadening through the collarbones and the chest. Pull the shoulder blades together as you lift the hips high. 5 more seconds. All right, 10-second rest. 2 more rounds back and forth between those 2 things. Coming to our dumbbell pullovers. Come on down to your back. Weights go up. And here we go. Arms up and overhead. And then lift it up. Keep breathing. Lift it up. Remember, the name of the game today is slow, controlled movements. Not doing anything super crazy. It's getting our body in motion. All right, and break. Back up to those reverse tabletops. Plant the hands. We've got 4 seconds. And here we go. Lift it up. And lower it down. Lift it up. And lower it down. Lift up. And lower. Lift it up. And lower. Last 2 seconds. All right. Come on down to the back. Last round through. Dumbbell pullovers. Bend the weight up. Here we go. Weight goes over. And then lift it up. Belly button down towards the spine. And lift. Lower, lower, lower. And lift. Last 4 seconds. All right, beautiful. Last round of our reverse tabletops. Plant the hands behind you. Plant the soles of the feet. Here we go. Lift and lower. We lift up and lower. A little bit of glute work here as you squeeze the glutes at the top to lift those hips 1 inch higher. We got 10 seconds. So get a couple more rounds in. And lower. Let's do one more. Lift and lower. Nice job. Let that go. Shake out the arms. Quick little break here. Moving in to a little bit more upper body and a little bit of core work at the same time. We are going into Supermans. So you can leave the weights out of the way. Coming on down to our bellies, we'll reach our arms forward in front of us. Let's keep our lower body glued to the earth, and we'll just lift our upper body, reach the arms. We'll pull the elbows down and back like a cactus pull, lat pull. Reach the arms forward and then come back down. So we'll just repeat that for 20 seconds, and then we'll take that 10-second break. We'll press ourselves on up onto our shins. We'll start with the right side first. You'll sit back on your shins, and from here, I'll turn all the way around. You're gonna rotate this right arm up and over like a rainbow, spinning the palm out, and then up and over, spin the palm in, and we'll just rotate for 20 seconds, back and forth. And we'll come back down to our Supermans, do our rainbows on the left side. So we'll hit the right and left 2 times. All right, I'll get our clock going. We've got 10 seconds. starting with those Superman lat pulls, keeping the lower body glued to the earth. We got 3, 2, and 1. So lift the body up, pull, reach, and lower. Lift up, pull, reach, lower. Keep it going. Keep breathing. 4 seconds. Let's get one more. Lift, pull, reach, and lower. Nice job. Press into the hands, lower the hips down, sit on the shins. You can always place a block underneath the sits bones. Right arm first. We'll rainbow up and over, reaching behind us. And then rainbow up and over. Let's keep the arm shoulder height. So try not to lower the arm down towards the hip. Rainbowing up and over, bicep grazes the ear. 4 seconds. All right, coming back down to those Supermans. Lay down on your belly, reaching the arms forward. We got 3, 2, 1. Lift up, pull, reach, and lower. Keep those feet down. I accidentally lifted my feet. Just using that upper body strength and then pulling the shoulder blades together and down your back. Last 4 seconds. Let's get one more. Lift, pull, reach, and lower. Nice job. Press into the hands, sit on the shins. We are over to the left side with our rainbows here. So reach the left arm forward and then rainbow up and over, rotate the palm out, and then back to the front. Just kind of spinning the palm out as you reach behind, and then spinning the palm in as you reach forward. And the gaze just follows the hand. Little rotation in the spine. Last 2 seconds. There we go. Come on down to the Supermans. Onto your belly. Arms reach forward. We got 3, 2, 1. Lift the chest. Pull, reach, lower, lift, pull, reach, and lower. Keep it going. Last 5 seconds. Let's get one more. Lift, pull, reach, and lower. Press yourself on up. Back to those rainbows on the other side. Right arm reaches forward. Draw that gaze up and back as you follow the hand. It rainbows up and over, spinning the palm, finding that internal and external rotation of the shoulder, and a little bit of rotation in the spine. There we go. Back to those Supermans one last time here. Onto your belly. Plant the hands. Here we go. Press into the feet. And we lift, pull, reach, lower down. Taking your time, hitting each movement, trying not to collapse onto the mat. You know that upper body is getting tired. Press the feet down. Last 5 seconds. Get one more. Pull, reach, and lower. Plant the hands, press yourself up. Last time, rainbows over to the left side. Left arm reaches. Here we go, rainbow up and over, rotate palm out. Up and over, rotate palm in. Keep it going, following the gaze. Up and back and forward. Last 5 seconds. And that's one. Nice job. That's our upper body, quick and painless, right? So that is it. Moving into our final section of core and spine work. No equipment is needed for this, just your mat. So we'll get right into it. Last section, we have our core and spine work. We just have 2 moves that we're going to alternate back and forth in between, but let's get our spine warmed up a little bit more, even though we're a little warm from our other moves. We'll come on down to a Sphinx pose, lowering down onto your belly. Forearms create a number 11 on your mat, so planting through the palms and letting the lower body rest down towards the earth. Press down into the hands and act like you're dragging your elbows back towards your hips so you can lengthen through the spine. And then as you exhale, you press down into the hands and try to drag the elbows away from the hips and slight tuck to the chin. So think cat-cow movement here. Inhale, you draw the elbows back, lift the chin, and exhale, round in the spine and tuck. If you'd like a little bit more, you'll inhale, draw the chest forward like normal. This time as you exhale, press into the tops of the feet and lift the thighs up as you round. We'll take a couple more rounds like that, choosing your variation, staying right here with the hips on the floor. We're drawing the chest through and pressing and lifting the hips up for a little crunch. Taking one more round, your choice. All right, lowering down onto the belly, shake out the hips side to side, and then press on up into a tabletop. Our two moves that we'll move back and forth in between is we have a bear pose and we'll twist from side to side to get a little bit of obliques. So you'll tuck your toes under and then you'll hover your knees up over the mat, shoulders stay over the wrist, and you'll just tap left knee, right knee, side to side. Tap, tap, tap. That's it, twisting from side to side. We got 20 seconds of that. Then we'll take a 10-second break. Moving into kneeling axe swings, you'll step your right foot forward first. This is where you can use a dumbbell or even a block. You don't have to use anything. You can just have your fists together here. If you have the dumbbell or block, comes over to the left hip, straight arms. You're gonna bring the weight up and over across the right hip towards the sky, and then right back down. So you're rotating in the spine and lunging into the right leg, stretching out that left hip flexor, as well as engaging in the obliques and getting that spinal twist. So we'll do the twisting bear pose and the axe swings alternating from right to left so that we hit each side twice for the axe swings. So I'll get our timer going and we'll get into it, starting with the twisted bear poses. So 10 seconds. Planting the hands, tuck the toes. We got 3 seconds here. All right, lift the knees up and then just twist from side to side. Trying to use the obliques, tap, tap, tap. Long spine, so slight lift to the chin, gazing forward slightly. We're not cranking on the neck, but just gazing about an inch or two in front of the fingertips. That's 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. Stepping the right foot forward, grabbing the weight, no weight, or a block, starting with straight arms by the left hip, and then up and over in towards the right side. Lower twist, lift up. Moving slow and controlled, keeping those arms nice and straight, up and over, back to the left hip. Let's do one more, we got 3 seconds. Perfect. Set the weight down, planting the hands, back to the twisting bear poses. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, and we twist side to side. 20 seconds. Really trying to drop the knees down, make connection, feeling the obliques twist you from side to side. The toes aren't really moving because our hips are controlling the tap. We got 3 seconds. All right, let it go. Moving over into the left side. Left foot steps forward, straight arms, bringing the weight down by your right hip. And then we come up and over to the left, straight back down to the right hip twist. Up and over, back down. Keep it going. Keep breathing. Lower. Last 3 seconds. And lower. Nice job. Plant the weight down, back to the twisting bear poses. Plant the hands, tuck the toes, belly up and in, lift the knees, tap from side to side. Tap, 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 tap. Last 10 seconds. Keep breathing, keep pressing through those palms, hips stay nice and low. Last 3, 2, and 1. Right foot steps forward. Last time on this right side. Straight arms, weight starts over by the left hip, lunging into the right leg, up and over, and back down. Up and over, and back down. Few more. Last time on this side, nice and quick, but effective if you're moving slow and controlled. 3 seconds, and beautiful. Set the weight down, bear pose, last time. Plant the hands, tuck the toes, lift the knees. Here we go, twist, tap, 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 tap. Keep breathing. Tap, tap. Last 10 seconds. Long spine, hips are low. Tap, tap. Last 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Left leg comes forward. Last round here. Left leg forward, weight down by the right hip. Lunging into that left leg. Here we go. Up and over to the left. Back down to the right hip. Up and over. Keep those arms straight and lower. Up and over and lower. One more round in if you can. We got 4 seconds. Up and over and release. Nice job. That is it. We hit the legs, the upper body, the spine, and the core. Take a few moments to stretch it out if you need to. Do some pec stretches. Otherwise, that is it for our full body mobility today, and I will see you all next time.